Woodman here. Wanted to talk to you about the rise and fall of energy vampires. They're not like us. Energy vampires are fundamentally different from those of us who were raised to be self sufficient and independent. While we were often alone, learning to navigate life through our wits, our tenacity, and our self determination, energy vampires operate in a more sinister realm. They prey on isolated individuals, particularly those who are vulnerable and alone. Orphans would be a good example of that, but it doesn't have to be necessarily orphans. It could just be anybody that maybe is cut off or isolated in some way, shape, or form. These energy vampires are involved in a lot of gang stalking. They're involved in targeting individuals who are isolated and leading them on with some sense of false hopes, right? Because their cruel and ruthless nature aims to drain their victims of their energy and their resources, ultimately leading to the destruction of their victims. Make no mistake about it. They want to end these people. And this isn't just a, oops, my bad, or, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. But God allows this to happen to a certain extent for a greater purpose because, in fact, God is watching over these victims, and God will not allow these victims to be destroyed. They will go through some things. They will be hurt, they will be confused, they'll be annihilated, but they will still remain protected by divine forces. The trials they endure will trigger significant spiritual growth. And eventually, fate will turn the table on these energy vampires who are inherently lazy, self entitled, unaccustomed to hard work, and thus are not used to finding themselves uh, getting the consequences of their actions. When this reversal occurs, it is devastating for the energy vampires. Unprepared for the hard realities of life and reliant on the energies of others, they wither under the metaphorical sunlight of truth and justice. Their downfall is just as dramatic as their rise was insidious, ultimately proving that divine justice prevails. In other words, it is like the chosen ones are used in a way as a bait and switch for these energy vampires. They're God's secret warriors that are placed out there into the world, and they often have to go through some very, very difficult lives where sometimes they're isolated and they're on their own, but there is a method to the madness. Many of these souls were volunteer souls that came into the world to serve specific purposes, to enter into specific divine agreements with the Most High God. Think of them as almost like mercenaries, but not really mercenaries in the sense that they are out for just profit and so forth. These are folks who have been around. They've probably been spiritual guides. They may have even become ascended masters. But in some way, shape, or form, they are, it's not their first rodeo, I guess. Let's put it that way. It's not their first rodeo. Although that doesn't necessarily mean that they've been on this planet many, many times. I mean, remember, there are other worlds and other universes out there as well. And so for sometimes, for these individuals, it may very well be their first time on Earth. But they have been through tons of prior experiences, even if those experiences are foreign and alien, right? After all, there are star seeds out in the world. There are the Palladians, there are the Arcturians, and many other types of star seeds out there that come from galaxies far, far away. And so, in a real, real sense, they are truly like devastation waiting to happen for these energy vampires because they're thinking that they're dealing with a normal run of the mill target that they can so easily uh, work up and down. And then what they come to realize is that they have inadvertently sprung a trap. And once that happens, then all hell breaks loose. I mean, they will keep trying though. They'll be convinced because almost they may even have like a superiority complex. They may even think in their minds that they are gods. That, you know, as far as they're concerned, no one can rival them because they are these individuals with a lot of knowledge, right? They form these secret savant societies, they form these covens, They work together in ways where they use this knowledge that's kept from a lot of common, ordinary people, and they use that to their benefit. Because once you get like a secret society that has a lot of knowledge being held back from the peoples, and what you get are people who exploit other people. They're going to exploit the ignorance of other people, and they don't mind one bit because it makes it easy pickings for them, right? Like taking candy from a baby. In other words, these individuals are cowards to begin with, right? They never had any shred of bravery or courage in their soul. Otherwise, they would actually meet life on its own terms and work with their own energy instead of fighting so hard to bring down others. But the fact that they don't have this imagination, they don't have this creativity, the fact that they are inherently losers deep down is what causes them to make these choices that they think it's as easy as I will just take advantage of the next person who doesn't know any better, and I will win and I will get what I want and I will live a happy, comfortable life. These are people that are obsessed with the Matrix to the extent that you and I know that the Matrix is a construct. You and I know that there is a far greater purpose why we're here, that we came here to do certain missions, that we have certain life purposes. And so we don't get it twisted. We don't get confused about what we're here to do. We figure it out and we work it out. But these energy vampires are more like creatures that really don't want to figure it out. They don't want to work it out. And they really don't want to get ahead or get better by their own devices. They are addicted to the Matrix, and so they use their techniques and their tricks to get them more and more power and comfort and wonderful things in the Matrix so they can have the best Matrix existence possible. Of course, this is very short sighted because at the end of it all, there will always be a reckoning. And when that reckoning happens, that's when you truly get to see that these individuals are not like us. And when they get what's coming to them, unlike us, who will be able to withstand things because we are tough, we are resilient, we keep moving forward, they will crumble and they will wither because they couldn't even walk an eighth of a mile in our shoes. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you're new here, this is a safe space. You're welcome aboard. If you're returning, I'm glad you're here. You support this channel and you make it possible. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Woodman out. Take care. Bye.